Perfectionism is deeply connected to the concept of the wounded inner child. The inner child refers to the emotional and psychological aspects of ourselves that are shaped by our early childhood experiences, particularly those that involved unmet needs, trauma, neglect, or emotional wounds. These early experiences can significantly influence how we relate to ourselves and the world around us as adults. Here's how perfectionism can be tied to a wounded inner child. Seeking approval and validation. If a child's emotional needs were not met, or if they experienced criticism, neglect, or lack of emotional support, they may grow up believing that their worth is tied to achieving perfection or external validation. The perfectionist mindset often emerges from a deep fear of rejection or abandonment, as the child may have felt that love and acceptance were conditional on their performance. As adults, they may continue to strive for perfection in an attempt to prove their worth or gain approval. Fear of disappointment or rejection. A wounded inner child may carry the belief that making mistakes leads to rejection or punishment. Perfectionism often stems from the fear that if one is not perfect, they will be unloved or unworthy. This fear can create a constant drive to avoid failure or imperfection, which in turn reinforces the perfectionist tendencies. Self-criticism and low self-esteem. If a child was criticized harshly or ignored for expressing their emotions, they might internalize these negative messages, leading to a harsh inner critic in adulthood. Perfectionism can develop as a defense mechanism to try and protect oneself from this critical voice. The adult may try to prove that they are good enough by being flawless, constantly striving to silence the inner critic. Difficulty with vulnerability and self-compassion. A wounded inner child may have never been taught to be kind to themselves or to embrace their flaws. This can result in an inability to accept imperfection and a relentless pursuit of being flawless. Perfectionism serves as a way to protect the individual from vulnerability, but this can prevent them from experiencing self-compassion, healing, and emotional growth. Avoidance of emotional pain. Perfectionism can be a way of avoiding the emotional pain tied to the inner child's unmet needs or past trauma. By focusing on being perfect, the person may try to avoid the discomfort of confronting their deeper emotional wounds. However, this avoidance only prolongs the healing process. Healing the wounded inner child involves learning to accept imperfections, letting go of the need for constant validation, and developing self-compassion. When we address these emotional wounds and nurture our inner child, we can begin to let go of perfectionism and embrace a healthier, more balanced way of being.